On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
I think about like how many men that a traditional woman would want are in their dating marketplace. So like there's just a lot of variables to consider. Um so for this question, I just really think I know people don't like it, but the way the question is formulated, it just depends. Are traditional women more likely to marry younger? I mean, most of the women that I know that are married, and I'm not saying this is data, it's purely my observation. Most of the women that I know that are married between the ages of 20 and 40 are what people would consider modern. And I know way more of them that are married than traditional people, what people would consider traditional. And that's why I wanted Anton to tell me, like, what does he think is modern versus traditional?
So where would you put education? Like a woman going into, sorry, Courtney, if you go ahead.
No, I was just giving praise to God and thank you, Crimson.
She's amazing. She is amazing. Crimson, what do you think about like women who further their education, they go to school to get these degrees to have higher careers and such? Would that put her in the traditional category or more modern?
That depends on why she's doing it. I don't have any issue with women going to college or anything like that. I did my little 1 year UIC. I would have did more, but when you 19 and you broke in Chicago, you don't get to go to school.
You went to UIC?
Yeah.
That's where my bachelor's from.
Okay, cool. I loved it when I did go, but in any case, that depends, in my opinion, that depends on why she went. Okay, because a traditional woman can also go to college, get a degree, and specialize in some knowledge. But I would use myself as an example, like hypothetically, if I were to get married again, which I plan to do, and my husband says, you know what, getting a degree in accounting would help me because of my business, I'm going to go get a degree in accounting. You see what I'm saying? But the purpose of me doing that is to help him with his goals and help him with his mission. So if it helps him for me to go and get a particular discipline or a particular piece of knowledge that I didn't have before, or maybe I wasn't personally interested in getting it, then I would actually go and get it. So it depends on why a woman is going. If she's going after the degrees because to tell some man she don't need him, and every 5 minutes tell him how she don't need him because she got her own and because she can do her own, that's a modern woman, in my opinion. And she pursued education for that reason.
Okay. All right. Courtney, you went? Are traditional women more likely to marry younger before modern women? And why?
I would say yes. And just looking back when women in America was more traditional, they married younger. They would marry at 18. They would marry at 19 and 20 and be married for years. So when women were more traditional, they did marry younger. But now we are marrying older. And I really was thinking, is it because it's more modern women now, or is it because our culture has changed? Because now it's looked upon, even if it's a traditional woman, our culture is, women go to school, that's normal. Get a job, that's normal. Not meaning that you're using it to belittle your man, but this is just what you do here in America. You go to college, you graduate, you get a job. So I'm kind of having some thoughts about that and thinking that, maybe it changed because our American culture has changed. And does it have to do with us being more modern, or the culture has modernized where women are going to school later and getting married later? I don't know. But I would say that definitely before, when we were more traditional, we did get married younger.
Okay. Kay, have you gone? Okay.
Look how good I've been. I didn't jump in. I didn't do anything.
You know, Kay, this is this is your reasonable service. That's what you're not supposed to do. Like you're supposed to just be normal. Like you don't get credit for being a
Yes, I
regular
do.
person.
Yes, I do.
And your hair is still the same as you did it from the beginning of the show.
But she
Nobody
did
got
change.
time
She
for this.
did
I
do it.
did
Changed
do-
about
I
3
did
spots.
one ponytail.
She had the pick in her head. I was wondering what happened to that
I had a
pink
pick. Look, Courtney was watching. She saw
I
the
saw
pic.
it.
She was playing with her hair. She was ready to put it in a ponytail. I saw her, but then she pulled it back out.
I
again.
put it in there. I put it for one little second and took it out.
Nope. Nope.
JR, why do you have to play that? Like, can we get something else? Okay, but anyway.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with Courtney. It's just like, society has changed, right? So what is it? There's a lot of different variables to be considered. And sometimes I think about it too. Like when I saw this question, I was like, wait. So I have many friends, and this is of course not any type of data, it's just anecdotal. Many friends who were wilding out in high school, college, etc., and got married way before the women who were just like, I'm going to church on Sunday and Wednesday. I'm wearing my long skirts. I'm doing all these things. I know a lot of those women that still aren't married. And I know a lot of women that, I don't know. So it just depends. Like, where are you? What are you doing? What are your goals? Are you out here like trying to get married? I don't know. And it's not just like our traditional women versus whatever. You got to think about like how many men that a traditional woman would want are in their dating marketplace. So like there's just a lot of variables to consider. So for this question, I just really think, I know people don't like it, but the way the question is formulated, it just depends. Are traditional women more likely to marry younger? Most of the women that I know that are married, and I'm not saying this is data, it's purely my observation. Most of the women that I know that are married between the ages of 20 and 40 are what people would consider modern. And I know way more of them that are married than traditional people, what people would consider traditional. And that's why I wanted Anton to tell me, like, what does he think is modern versus traditional?